Hi everyone. Welcome to our EduTip on Grade Center organization. Today we are going to be talking about 3 different tools within the Grade Center that can help you organize, manage, and view the listed information you have in there. So without further ado, let's get started. For those of you who are new to Blackboard, you can find the Grade Center under Course Management, Grade Center, and then Full Grade Center. When you first enter your Grade Center in Blackboard, you will be greeted with a couple columns, starting with first name and then last name of your students under username, student ID, and when they last accessed your course. From there on, you'll be able to see a weighted total grade, which is pre-built into any Blackboard environment, and a total grade. Next, you will see a full list of all of the Grade Center activities that you have linked into the Grade Center for your students. This can range from assignments, tests, exercises, attendance, so on. And the way Blackboard chooses which goes in first versus what goes in last at the end of this list is they do it the same way you would create the Grade Center activities. And what I mean by this is, let's say you started by creating all your assignments. Well, in this scenario, I created assignment 1, then I created assignment 2. And as Blackboard understands that, and they're linked to the Grade Center, the most recent one always gets linked to the end. So the most recent Grade Center activity that I have created was my in-class exercise 3. Now, if we were to go back into our content area and create another assignment, maybe story project number 4. Well, after creating that and linking it to the Grade Center, storyboard project number 4 would go right here in the back, right behind in-class exercise. Now, let's say you want to change up the organization of your gradebook. Well, there's a couple tools in Blackboard that will actually help you do this. The main organization tool within the Blackboard Grade Center is found under this Manage button right here in the top. So if we go under Manage, and then we'll go to Column Organization. The column organization tool in Blackboard provides a great instructor overview layout of every column that you have in your Grade Center. Starting with first name, last name as we saw on the screen before, going all the way down to our in-class exercise 3. It will provide the name of the column, it will provide the grading period that the column is in, the category of the column, which we will talk about in a little bit, the due date that you have set on that graded activity, if there is one, the date created, and the number of points possible your students are able to receive. So let's talk a little bit about the layout of our gradebook. It starts here with weighted total and then total. Both of these are fine for now. We've got them exactly where we want them. So when students look under their My Grades area, these will be the 2 columns located at the top that your students will see. This provides them an easy way of viewing their overall grade that they currently have in the course. Next, we have assignment 1 through 5, test 1 through 3, and in-class exercise 1, 2, and 3. Let's say we wanted assignment 1 and 2 in the first week, assignment 3 in the second week, and assignment 4 and 5 in the third week. Assignment 1 and 2 both have class exercise 1 and test 1 allotted to them as well. Assignment 3 has test 2 and in-class exercise 2. And assignment 4 and 5 have in-class exercise 3 and test 3. Well, let's move that to show it. So the way this would start is we would have assignment 1 and 2. Next, we will go down here and grab this little arrow icon. We'll move that class exercise 1 right behind assignment 2. Next, we'll grab test 1 and move that right behind in-class assignment 1. And as soon as we hit that submit button, we can see here that it has fully updated in the Grade Center to go assignment 1, assignment 2, in-class exercise 1, and test 1. So let's go back to column organization. Now let's do this to reflect each one of these to be how we want the layout to show. Do keep in mind that changing this layout will also change the layout in the My Grades section of the students. And going through this list, everything looks good. Assignment 3, in-class exercise 2, test 2, assignment 4, 5, in-class exercise. Perfect. So now that we have learned a little bit about column organization, let's talk more about categories and grading periods. Both of these are tools that let you sort easily through all of your columns to see columns that pertain to a certain graded period or to the category associated with the column. Now, to find categories, we'll go under Manage and we'll go to Categories. So again, what are categories? Well, categories are essentially tags for columns. If you think about when you go in and you tag a video, it helps with your searching. Categories in Blackboard go a little further than that. Categories not only allow you to, again, adjust the layout based on the category of the column, but they also intertwine with totals and weighted total columns should you set them that way. So upon entering the category area, we can see that Blackboard already has a few categories created that are automatically assigned to each column when you create them. They've got an assignment, a blog, discussion, journal, self and peer, survey, and test category, all lined up automatically for you. However, if you want to create your own category for maybe a column that you wanted it to be an assignment, but you didn't want it to have the category assignment based on how you were weighting the grades, we'll go up here and we'll click on Create Category. For this one, we can call this our in-class exercises. Perfect. We can see right here now that in-class exercises has been created. Now that in-class exercises has been created within the categories, let's assign categories to our columns. Well, the easiest way to do that is, again, under this Manage button and go into Column Organization. Again, we have our full look of all of the columns in our Grade Center laid out previously how we changed them. So the easiest way of doing this is to click all of the columns. In this case, for me, it'll be assignments to start with that will have the same category. Now, once all my assignment columns are clicked, let me change the category to assignment. We can see over here on the right that the category has now changed from no category to assignment. So let's just go back through and do that for all of ours. Yep, in-class exercises has now changed. And let's do that for tests. Done. Again, all of this will play in a lot more into the next EduTip that will talk about how to create custom columns, your weighted columns, and group work. So let's click on this Submit button. Once we have assigned categories, we can now sort columns by the categories. We can now see that all the assignments are grouped together. All of our in-class exercises are grouped together, and all of our tests are grouped together. Again, a lot of this is just to easily allow you, as the instructor, to view a category quickly so you're able to assign tests and you're not having to sort through 20 or so columns. Perfect. There we are. All right. So let's talk a little more about grading periods. Grading periods, just like categories, can be found under this Manage button. Grading periods is right at the top. So what are grading periods? Well, grading periods allow just one more little breakdown in that column organization view, or perhaps a smart view, should you want to create one, so that you can easily see the information that you have allotted per week, per module, however you wish to lay out your course. So in this one, I'll do 3 weeks. So let me create a grading period. Well, this one will be week 1. You can set the grading period dates or the range of the grading periods. So for week 1, we could go through and we could set the week 1 dates. For now, I'm not going to. And should you set a range of dates, you can automatically associate any column that has a due date within that date range to have a grading period of week 1 automatically. For now, I'll go through and show you how to manually add them to the grading periods. So we don't need to click this button. We can change graded periods back to none. So let's click on Submit. Now we've got week 1. Let's go ahead and create week 2 and week 3. Perfect. Now that we have all 3 of our grading periods, let's click on this OK button down here in the bottom right and go back to our column organization view. We can see up here are all 3 of our graded periods. Now, we also have a not in graded period box with all of the columns we've listed before. That is perfectly fine. That just means that all of these columns down here were not previously associated with a grading period as shown in the not in a graded period area. So let's now move them. Assignment 1, Assignment 2, in class exercise 1, and test 1 are all going to be in week 1. So let's click on all 4 of them and change graded period to week 1. We can see that they have now moved to the week 1 graded period. We'll do this for assignment 3 in class exercise 2 and test 2 and assign to week 2. And we'll do the same for assignment 4, 5 in class exercise 3 and test 3. We'll assign those to the graded period of week 3. Do keep in mind that however it appears in this column organization view is how it is going to appear to your students and to you as the instructor in your grade center. So let's click on Submit. Now we can see that assignment 1, assignment 2, and class exercise 1 and test 1, they haven't changed the space, but because we didn't assign the weighted total and total column to a graded period, they now appear here at the back.